Whoa, man. Do not eat?
Apparently this is one of the most polluted sites in North America.
Huh.
It was one of the biggest oil spills in US history, 30 million gallons.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does anybody know about it?
I don't think so. There's a layer of toxic sludge on the bottom of the creek called black mayo. It's like 20 feet deep.
Wow.
It's made up of like radioactive isotopes and liquefied cows.
Liquefied cows? What do cows have to do with it?
There used to be a factory on the water that made candles and stuff and glue.
Wow.
And they just dumped all their cows right into the water.
That's so gnarly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And we're gonna go fish it.
Yeah.
Wait, you think there's anything in there?
I don't know, it hasn't rained in a while, so there's not a whole lot of sewage.
Yeah, I don't smell it really. Well, barely.
Yeah, I think we got a good shot today.
Shit, man. How is it even possible that fish come all the way out here knowing that it's so polluted?
Because fish don't know what pollution is.
What the fuck is this?
In today's episode, losers with rods.
It's the start of the 2018 fishing season. It's early spring. Bass are making their way up the tidal rivers of New York City. And my partner and I are getting our poles out. It's been a long winter, so we're about to go practice our casting. Stop it. Stop. Reel it in. We're just trying to stay loose and doing what's necessary to get ready. Keeping up with auto maintenance. Just dropped 9 hundo on a new cat for my Jeep. Doing what it takes.
Do you have any hackle for a shrimp?
I got rooster hackle, I got cock hackle, I got saddle hackle, moose mane.
Here is your run-of-the-mill bumblebee fly. It's got the soft hackle around the neck.
Do you have red cock hackle for a shrimp?
Nah.
This year my goal is to catch an absolute pig of a striped bass. Inshore fishing in New York City is dominated by 2 species, striped bass and bluefish. They're voracious predators, they'll eat anything. You just have to find them. What they're doing now is they're chasing pods of a bait fish called bunker, or menhaden. In the summer, as the water's warming, the menhaden come into the bays, the estuaries, the rivers for shelter and food. And the predators follow them, striped bass, bluefish. I've been fishing the waters around New York City for the last 5 years, and I've yet to catch a striper. Caught bluefish, but the bass remains elusive.
Nailed it! Nice!
Sponsored in part by Yokohama. Hang her wide and let her slide. The Canarsie Cricket Association. Poolan brand. Don't let that pitch make you bitch. Just fell that sappy fucker with a Poolan brand chainsaw. Poolan brand. Makers of the Wild Thing and other popular 50cc saws.
JUNKFLY! What you think is the bottom here is actually an additional 15 feet of industrial toxic sludge that you'll get stuck in. You won't even land on it. It'll just suck you in. Including the biggest oil spill in American history happened right here. ExxonMobil.
And we're about to go fish it?
Yeah. You guys see any big striped bass?
Yeah, tons.
Oh, nice. Well, I think it's gonna be kind of dead like this until maybe around 8.
You know, I went to my therapist today.
Yeah?
She keeps telling me to move out of New York.
Dude,
I wonder why.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. It's funny having a person who's supposed to help you mentally try to convince you that you shouldn't be in the city. She mentioned Dallas. Dallas? Jews don't go to Dallas.
Changing the scenery doesn't change shit, you know?
I don't want to rely on external factors for my happiness, you know?
Yeah.
She just keeps on saying that, like, this city is actually a projection of my depression.
Like the therapeutic move in that instance would be to learn how to see the city without so much subjective pain, or without that level of association, which is clearly like a kind of projection.
You know how some people don't want to let go of their depression because they think it makes them more of a complex person? Especially artists. Artists claim that, like, their depression is what gives them their unique look on the world.
Dude, then they've never been depressed.
Well, that's what I said to her. I was like, hey, you know, like, I would love to be happy. But then she made a good point that, like, you know, you're willing to let go of your depression or whatever, but you're not willing to let go of New York, the place that seems to trigger it.
Well, I mean, you would have to prove to me that there's a causal relationship between the two. You know what I mean?
Hume said there is no such thing as causal relationships.
Who said that?
Hume.
Dude, Jung was a fascist.
In fact, David Hume wasn't even a fascist. The man was a philosopher living in the 1800s. I think Jack here is referring to Carl Jung, the psychologist, who was definitely a fascist. In next week's show, Jack watches some television and learns a new duck call, while Jamie takes on a new project leading to some fascinating results.
Behold, the San Juan worm.
This is for bluegills.
All this and more on next week's episode of JUNKFLY. Don't forget to log on and pledge some money on Kickstarter. Those pledges will keep the show going and help these boys catch a fish.